When the shift stopped, I looked around. I appeared to be standing in a LVN corridor with the clean, sleek-looking walls and the swishing sounds of the doors and travel tram behind me. What is going on? Could the poison they intended to inject me with transfer to this timeline? Was this the same timeline, only later? Is that how my Quan pad was able to transfer with me from one timeline to another with the information from the last timeline intact? I wondered when I felt all the energy leave me, and my body slump into a puddle on the ground. What seemed like a few minutes later, I heard a voice whisper, "Looks like you failed in your mission. You are back in the same timeline, but I am glad to have you back in any form, even if we are not married." I would know that voice anywhere. It was Drew. I could feel anxiety and confusion radiating from him. I slowly opened my eyes to see him in his stiff, white lab coat overlaying his mint scrubs. I reached out and touched his cheek. "Drew?" He grabbed my hand and clutched it. He smiled at me and demanded, "Who else would it be?" He leaned in and brushed his lips across mine. Every inch of my body woke underneath his touch. "I think that is it. I think that is the clue to whatever happened." Drew raised his eyebrow, looking confused. He sat on the edge of the bed. "What is the clue?" "The clue to what?" "Do you know a Rex Morgan?" "That was my great-great-grandfather." "Why? Did you meet him? What was he like? Why was he on India 7? I wagged my thumb at him. "Exactly. What was he doing on India 7? I believe the reason he was there is going to lead us to the truth." "What was he like?" "Like you. Looked like you, acted like you. He was a scientist at the University of India 7. Please tell me your great-great-grandmother was not Sydney Grace." "Sydney Grace?" "No, Esther Rose." I let out the breath I was holding. "Who is this Sydney Grace?" "Person? She ruined my cover, and I think your great-great-grandfather and her were more than friends. He was quite the Casanova." He raised his eyebrow again. "Did he hit on you? Do you remember anything about Rex Morgan? Maybe family stories? Legends?" I tilted my head to the side. "How are the kids? They okay?" I wrinkled my brow. "Hey, can I get something to eat? I am hungry." "The kids are fine. Sam has stepped up and is cooking for the twins. She has been helping them with homework, getting to know them." He made a call to one of the restaurants on the upper decks. He twisted his mouth, then admitted, "The story goes that my great-great-grandfather created a wormhole in his laboratory, and he took off with his team in search of an uninhabited piece of space to try it on a grander scale. He left his fiancée behind, 5 months pregnant with my great-grandfather." "A man-made wormhole? I never thought of that, nor have our readings of the wormhole ever indicated that, but then again, how would a natural phenomenon wormhole and a man-made one differ? I mean, we know so little about wormholes. Maybe we created them through space travel. We don't know. Either way, can you call Tony and have him meet me here?" I took a deep breath, then studied Drew for a moment. "By the way, what did you find wrong with me?" "It's odd. There seems to be a chemical in your system that is foreign to me or the Freedom Alliance. Apparently it traveled with you from one timeline to the next, but I do not understand how that is possible. I want to keep you here and monitor you for a few hours. I don't understand how my Quan pad was able to transfer either, with the information from this timeline intact. Can you call Zay and Tony? Have Zay bring the kids. We will all have dinner, then we need to figure out what is going on. It is going to be a long night."